Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the evil that men do. Father God, I pray and ask that you help me to have mercy on others the same way I would want you to have mercy on me. Father God, I also ask that you help me to be quick to forgive and slow to get angry. Amen, amen, amen. These young dudes out here don't respect shit until you put the barrel in their ear and let the text spit. I just might catch a case on my next hit, remove their whole face on some special effect shit. So show respect, Drake, or I'ma have a flashback. Digging through the dresser like fuck it, where my mask at? The mash back with the banger and damage shit and say fuck everything I learned in anger management. Hop back on some east side managed shit and push a nigga's top back when I let the cannon spit. Start planning shit, premeditation. I'm in love with the streets again, rededication. Casket or cremation when I shoot you down. I was built for the smoke like a hookah lounge. I keep big shit that sound like a bazooka sound, and I shoot quicker than ain't gotta be a hoop around. Dear God, please. Please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride, 3 straps, ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please.
Why I switched to this hair color and will never go back. I've been dyeing my grays for a few years now.
Case squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, the ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Gun on me, it ain't never for show, homie. I'm far from a bully, but I'm never a hoe. Get out of line, my Beretta will blow. Real talk, we can take the beef wherever we go. I bring it to your front door like I'm Uber Eats. I guarantee you listen up when this Ruger speaks. Plus I maneuver through these streets like a ghost, and I'm handy with the heat. I cook a nigga like a roast. On me, homie, this is not a boast. I will still come through, boy, and stop a nigga's post. Play him close, man, Eric will ease it. Quickly off the waistband, man, and Eric will squeeze it. Leave you niggas laid out dead or paraplegic. Niggas playing in these streets while I'm very strategic. I come to your house dressed like the gas man. Shoot you 9 times, leave you stretched by the trash can. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. I don't put shit on Facebook, I just holler in person. Put the pistol in your mouth while you're hollering in person. All that shit you kept rehearsing and put on your live, got you clapped with the big 4-5. You bitch nigga, if you tell me to pull up, I'ma do that. That nigga who was whooping first nigga that I shoot at. Ski mask on my face, bystanders be like, who that? I ain't with the talking, bitch boy, I thought you knew that. Leave his brains where my shoe at and bounce like I'm on a trampoline. Leave you laid out, nigga, like you camping on the scene. If you want something sweet, grab a peach or tangerine. Niggas won't smoke, well fuck it, I'ma let them handle steam. AR with the beam, you see the red dot? We tug on this trigger, nigga, it'll make your head pop. Blood pouring down to your shoes, call it Red Sox. Your brains hanging all over your shoulders like some dreadlocks. Expect the gang of dead off if they ever cross the line. The Lord said in the Bible, oh, revenge is mine. So I'm just trying to find a righteous path between the two. Before I lose control and do the shit I used to do. This being humble shit is new. I'm trying to turn the other cheek, but I ain't never been a bitch, so watch your mouth when you speak. Your mercy's what I seek, so I pray on bended knees. Don't let me get the K with the extended clip and squeeze. Lord, please. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps.
All right, y'all. All right. Oh man, it's good to be back in the studio, man. Happy Saturday, happy Sunday to everybody, man. Y'all can tell my throat is still a little kind of iffy, but we're gonna try to make it happen today, man. We're not gonna be out here too long. I just want to do a little show about something, and then we're gonna be back. Shout out to Brother Eric. Shout out to him, 16 to Life. Go over there, check him. 16 to Life. He's the one that did the music, and let us use it for this program. Shout out to Brother Eric, man. Good brother, good dude, man. Go check him out over there. 16 to Life, the YouTube page. Good brother, good stories, good music, man. Got a lot of funny stuff going on over there. Shout out to him. All right, let's bring Eric down. Okay. How y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing today? Bro C, man. Bro C been a little under the weather, man, for past couple weeks. But by Lord's grace, crackers on my throat. By Lord's grace, I'm coming back. You know what I'm saying? I was this cold has just kind of held on to me, man, for a couple of and at first it was like under my neck. Now it's mostly above my neck. You know what I mean? I can get up and move around, but I got this vertigo and all that stuff sometimes. So I just got to wait until it goes away, man. I had to stop taking the medicine for a minute, but I said, well, I just take the medicine, man. So we inching back, man, where we came from. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are well, man. Glad to see y'all checking in, man. Let me check everybody in real quick, and then we get right to work. Brother Anderson, the great says, so good to see we back. Yeah, Brother Anderson, we back, man. You know what I mean? Bro C was kind of under the weather. And then, of course, they made a brother go back to work, man. So but I ain't even been working. I haven't worked. I haven't been working probably a couple weeks, man. I've just been out of it. Mostly in the bed, man. Trying to just get my head right. But shout out to Brother Anderson, man. That's my Taurus brother. Good to see you in the building, my brother. Who else in the building? Sister Annie, excuse me. Sister Annie, excuse me. She's in the building. Shout out to Sister Annie. I seen her, when I've been bouncing around out there on the internet. I saw her out there, especially at Crickly drinking. Shout out to Sister Annie. Good to see you in the building. That's my Taurus sister. And y'all know how I am about them Tauruses, man. I leave them Tauruses alone, man. Tauruses, because I'm a Taurus. I know how. I know, man. Once a Taurus gets something in their head, man, they get locked. They locked onto it, man. They just not gonna stop. They get it off. So shout out to Sister Annie. Good to see you in the building, sis. Who else in the building, man? Sister Enya, the poet. Good to see you. The poetess. Good to see you, sis. Glad to have you in the building. I've seen Sister Enya around on Crickly drinking, and maybe I think I might have saw her someplace else. But shout out to Sister Enya. Glad to have you in the building, man. Who else in the building? Brother Bob Bryant. Shout out to Brother BB. Good to see you in the building. My brother always says greetings, peace, joy, and grace and abundance. Shout out to Bob Bryant, man. Good dude, man. Good dude. Let's see. Who else is in the building? I think that's everybody who wants to be. Thank you, Juan. I think that's everybody who wants to be acknowledged now. Well, man, I mean, we just basically got our little family thing, what we got going on here. I don't know if y'all noticed, but YouTube, they don't promote us anymore. They used to put us in the algorithm, and people could at least fly by, just take a look and see what our topic was. They don't do that for us anymore, man. They got us some kind of hold or something that they're not gonna do that for us. So that's cool. Ain't no big thing, man. We just talk to our family, man. Those people probably most likely listen. All right, man. We're gonna do a quick show about Biden and Trump. All right, y'all. Let's get to it. Why should we vote in the first place? Well, yeah, that's a question. Why should we vote in the first place? I mean, if our vote is not going to be what do you call that? Influential or make a difference, why should we vote? And that's the common thinking of most Black people. Why should we vote if my vote's not going to make a difference for the presidents? And then the next part of it is you don't have a candidate that's worthy of my vote out there. You're asking me to pick from the devil or Beelzebub, right? As Mr. Farrakhan said, you want me to choose from the devil or Beelzebub. So which one do I choose, right? Well, in my opinion, now this is just me. When you're voting, you're probably gonna have more of an impact on a local election. You're probably gonna have more of an impact on a local election, right? You're not gonna pretty much have, because black people are only 13% of the population, and probably only half of us actually vote. So that's actually 7%, right? So we're not gonna have a great impact on deciding who the president is, right? However, we can have an impact, right? Yeah, right, Vaughn, the lesser of two evils, right? You want to vote for the lesser of two evils. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? That means you either pick A, you either pick B, or you pick none of the above, right? If you pick none of the above, you're going to pick you're actually choosing the popular person, the most popular person that's going to get your vote. They're getting your vote, right? I know a lot of our people would like to say, "I'm just not going to vote. I'm not going to vote." But your absence gives the person with the more popular stance and more power. And I know black people don't like that. They want to argue with you about this and say, "Oh no, no, no! I'm not gonna give my vote to nobody." But I got to tell black people something. See, what black people don't realize is you got to stop. You got to stop looking for a Boy Scout to send to the White House. American politics does not work like that. There are no Boy Scouts to choose from. There's not. There's just people with different alliances. That's it. And whoever they are alliance to, if that alliance can help you, then you may want to consider voting for that person. Oh, but Clarence, he did this in the past. He did this in the past. Who ain't done nothing in the past? Vaughn said, "I'm voting for Jesus." Vaughn, Jesus ain't on the ticket. Jesus ain't in the ticket. And even if, let's say all of us, everybody in the country, we voted for Jesus. Jesus, I don't think Jesus coming down to take that job, man. I don't think Jesus coming to take the job, but that's just me. But our people, man, our people are misled, man, by thinking that not voting is a functioning option for them, when it's really not. It's really not. I'm not telling you to vote for who. See, we think we have to vote for somebody we like. I'm going to vote for Biden because I like Biden. I'm going to vote for Trump because I like Trump. Forget liking these people. That's not the issue that you should be focused on, right? Shout out to Brother Sim. Sim says, shout out to the chat. It's been a minute. Yeah, you're right, Sim. It's been a minute. Shout out to Pagoda. See how people think, man, American politics is like that, man. American politics is not. You have to choose the party or the person that's going to do the most for you, right? That's basically it. You're voting your best self-interest, and your best self-interest is not to vote. Your best self-interest is to vote, excuse me, and your worst self-interest is to not vote, right? If you don't vote for somebody, all you doing is that vote that you're not using goes toward the popular person. So let's say you don't like Trump and you don't like Biden. So I said, I'm not going to vote for none of them. Well, if Trump is the more popular candidate, your not voting is actually a vote for Trump. Claire, you can't say that. I'll prove it to you in just a second. Sister Annie said, proceed. Whoever someone chooses, people still will complain. If I choose Trump, I'm a racist. If I choose Biden, in delusionally and supporting the Dems, I ain't participating in the clown show. I get that. I get that. But I'm gonna break it down for you, Sister Annie. If you don't participate, like I said, are you doing your vote is you're indirectly voting for the popular candidate. That's basically what you're doing. I know you're saying I'm just not going to vote, but you have no position where it's not going to affect the situation. If you get a group of people that don't vote at all they're doing is they're going to influence the election for the most popular person. Glad to see you too, Pagoda. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Sim said, if a person don't vote, do they have the right to complain? Everybody has the right to complain, Sim, but how can you take somebody seriously that don't vote? I mean, how can you take their position seriously, right? Where they just say, I'm just not going to vote. They didn't complain about the situation. Well, you had a option to affect the situation, and you chose to just sit it out because you don't like one person over the other. Who cares? Black people. Stop trying to like these people. This ain't a council of elders and in an African village. These are people you never met, you don't know, telling you what they're gonna do and telling you and you got to figure out if they're gonna do something for you. If whatever they're talking about doing is gonna affect you in a positive way. If that's gonna be the case, I don't care if it's Trump or Biden or whoever, then maybe you might want to consider voting for them. You know what I'm saying? But there's no, you see what I'm saying, Sister Annie? There's no, they got it fixed. So no matter what you do, it's going to have an effect on one person or the other. You can't not, I'm not going to vote and that position is not going to affect the voting. You know, that affects the voting. You're indirectly voting for the most popular person. That's basically what you're doing. But I know black people. Clarence, what you talking about, Clarence? You can't just say that, Clarence. I ain't voted in none of these elections because I don't like none of these people. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Back in 2016, when you didn't vote for Biden or you didn't vote for Trump or was Biden running at that time? I think Biden was running at that time. Don't matter. The most popular person got in office, Trump, right? I'm trying to tell you, that's what indirectly is going to happen if you just don't vote. Not saying if you vote for Biden, he's going to win, but just you automatically doing your non-participation automatically votes for the most popular person. It's supporting the more popular person. I know you guys hear what I'm saying. So then you say, I just don't feel like it's helped us as a collective. We still at the bottom, but I respect your position. Yeah. It's like, you know what it is, Sister Enya? It's like black people, we don't know how to use these things to our advantage, right? Or to play the game in a shout out to Diamond. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. We don't know how to use, it's like black people, we have a Beretta on the table and we don't know how to load the Beretta. We don't know how to use the Beretta, right? A handgun, you're not supposed to be within 6 feet of a person when you're using a handgun. But what do black people do? Black people walk up on the person, put it up to their head, put it up to their chin, black people walk up on the person, right? And there's a very good chance they could get disarmed, right? We don't know how to use these things, man. So this is another weapon that we have a chance to use. Now, is it the save all, be all? No. There ain't no save all, be all except God. God is the save all, be all. God is the save all, be all. But while we're here, it's like if you have money, right? Money is not the save all, be all. Just because you got money don't mean you have good relationships, you have good marriage, you have good kids. That doesn't mean that. But we have to learn how to use money so we can create opportunities of protection for our family members, right? Or we can promote trying to have generational wealth, so our family members down the line don't have to work. If they want to work, okay, but they don't have to work because they got a little piece of this America for themselves, the land, right? So then he said maybe the popular person Trump needs to win because maybe then the collective will start to work together rather against each other. No, I don't think. Now that might be true, but I don't think we're at that point yet. I think Black people are so enchanted by, they think they win it, and so they don't recognize the reality is in front of them is that if the Caucasian want to cut them off, they're done, right? And what you gonna do about it? If the Caucasian say, you know what, we don't want no more Black people in office, what you gonna do? We don't want no Black people in the Senate. What you gonna do? We don't want them in the House of Representatives. What you gonna do? We're not in a position to do anything about that, right? We got to go back to him to tell him he was wrong and stand on a moral position. And that's where the Black people in America are going wrong. You standing on morality, and American politics doesn't work off of morality. American politics works on pay to play. What you gonna do for me? If you want me to do this, what you gonna do for me? That's how American politics work. Even Barack Obama. That's the way the game is played. That's just the way the game is played. Diamond says, people have tried to school us on how to properly play the politic game, but we refuse to listen. You're right. You know why? Because, man, we think that our people are, it's just a moral issue, and it boils down to a morality. Trump is out there grabbing women, so therefore he's not worthy to be president. He may not be, but if he gets in office, don't you want him to do something for you? So, we don't know how to play these games, man. We're too busy trying to survive. We're too busy trying to get money. We're too busy trying to do everything on our own. We're not connected to God. We're not connected to, the situation. We're not connected to nothing that could help us, right? And so some of our people think if we vote the right person in office, they'll be able to change a lot of this stuff. No. The best they're going to be able to do is like Obama, man. Maybe a little something at a time. Maybe a little bit at a time. But where we go wrong, Black people, is we invite everybody else into our situation. But, we go fight everybody else's fronts. But then when our front comes up, we're by ourselves. The rainbow community, they recruit heavily from the Black community. Heavily, right? So our brothers and sisters go out there and fight for the rainbow community to have what they want. Then the Latino community, our Latino brothers and sisters, they come and they recruit from the Black community, and they have they have Black people fighting for their opportunities. the Asian community, the Jewish community, and so on and so forth. They get us on board to help them get what they want. But when we need something, where those people at? They ain't nowhere around. And we got to start, kind of focusing on our own situation first. Then once we get our stuff straight, then we can help other people if they need our help. But you know what I'm saying? I look crazy taking my neighbor's trash cans out and setting them out there on the front and leaving my trash cans where they are. No, I should take my trash cans out first. Then I can help my neighbor take his trash cans out. But we're doing the exact opposite. We're doing the exact opposite, man. We go around taking everybody's trash cans out. Our trash cans are stuck there, full, overflowing, and we just leaving them right there where they at, right next to the side of the house, right? Because we think we're doing a good thing. I'm doing a good thing, Clarence, because I'm helping people of color. What does that mean? What is a person of color? What exactly does that mean? I don't know what that is. Oh man. So then it said, bro, Clarence, if someone asked you to share one positive thing about each, would you have something? Yeah. I could say something positive about Biden. I could say something positive about Trump. What I could say positive about Biden, let's see. The guy knows the game. He's been in the game for a long time. He knows the game. So ain't no just whippersnapper coming up there, trying to do things around. He tries to look like he's, trying to figure it out, but most of these politicians, they shrewd, But I think Biden knows the game. And if he really wanted to get something done for us, he could get it done, but why should he? Why should he? I mean, we're not gonna press him like everybody else press him, like the rainbow community press him, right? They press him. Hey, what's happening? Right? They press Trump. Hey, what's happening? Even though Trump don't like them, he will do something for them, right? Diamond says we're dependent on the same people that enslaved us. Yeah, man. I mean, it's like when you go play basketball and a dude, but nobody brought a ball, so you're just sitting there. Finally, somebody shows up with a basketball. Hey, man, the game gonna go the way that guy wanted to go, right? Because if you tell him something, he's just gonna take his ball and go. So you gotta politic around that. That's where we at, man. We're going to the people that created this system and benefiting off the system, and you saying, hey, the system needs to be changed. Why would they want to change it? Why would they want to change it? They got all the beach houses. They got all the properties. They got all the quote unquote kickbacks coming in. Why would they want to change the system for raggedy old you and me, right? Rushan, shout out to Rushan. He said, hey, everyone, I've been fading back on this one, bro. See, I will not get my pressure up today. Shout out to Arshawn, man. He did a couple of days and kind of inspired me to do something like this, man. He did a couple of days on the election, man. So, but yeah, man, I don't, the problem is you have to vote for somebody. Not have to, excuse me. The problem is your choice is to either vote for the devil or Beelzebub. Okay? Well, you don't like those choices. I know you don't, but that's American politics. This ain't God politics. This is American politics. Stop thinking that this has something to do with God. Just don't. Ain't got nothing to do with God. These people ain't godly people. They just want to do what they want to do with their special interest group that paying them trying to get them to do, right? Your job is to find out, is there something in their position that's going to spill over onto you? If so, you might want to consider voting for the person, right? Diamond said, if the white man cut us off, we would starve stiff. Yeah, Mr. Farrakhan made that clear a long time ago. Elijah Muhammad, they made that clear a long time ago. They said, man, white man push one button, you shut the whole black community down. From electricity, gas, whatever you want. He just push one button, boop, you got nothing. Where you gonna go and what you gonna do? I don't care. Oh, I got a old class. I got a what's the thing called? I got a generator, class. How long is your generator gonna last? A couple days? A week, maybe? 2? After that, what you gonna do about food? What you gonna do about warmth? What you gonna do? I mean, so my point is like Dr. Amos would say, or Dr. Claude Anderson, that it's the unity that's going to be the thing, man. It's not the money, it's the unity. And we unify around a common theme of what we want to do, then we have to work together to put it together, right? I mean, because right now they're doing this. Now, y'all see, they pulled down in the South, they pull slavery out of the conversation. They don't want to talk about slavery no more. They're saying we don't need to talk about that. First they pulled God out of the school, then they pulled slavery. Now they want to put the 10 Commandments up there. Why the 10 Commandments? Why not just have the Bible up there? Why? Why 10 Commandments? Because the Jews said, we'll ride with you if you just put the 10 Commandments up. We'll ride with that. So that's what they had to bow down and do. Brother Diamond says it's not about morals, Clarence, it's about power. I know, but that's my point, Diamond. Our people, they feel like it's about morality. I don't like this person, so I'm not going to vote for them. But what if that person got the ability to get something done for you? See, then you gotta reconsider that, right? Because unless you can get out from under America's, you're gonna go live in another country, then that's a different story. But I would think that's gonna be the game. American politics has touched everybody. So that's how most of these people are doing it. So whatever country you go live in, probably gonna have to deal with the same situation, same amount of corruption, right? Diamond says we got to change it for ourselves. True indeed. Sister Annie said, bro, C, why can't we work together without voting though? You can. We've been quote unquote doing that, Sister Annie. How's that working for us? I'm not saying voting is everything, Sister Annie. What I'm saying is there's weapons on the table. There's a rifle, there's a knife, there's a sword, there's a chain. We'll leave the chain back because we feel like the chain ain't that effective. Well, no, it's not that the chain ain't effective. We haven't learned as a group how to use the chain. We need to take every weapon we got, in my opinion, it's my opinion, every weapon on the table and use it as effectively as we can. Because we don't have no knockout punch, Sister Enya. There is no knockout. God is the only knockout punch. So that would be, in my opinion, the first thing we need to do is get everybody to understand that God is real and God can help us. And God can help us by helping us create that unity. But if we don't, our disunity is going to keep digging us deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in debt, right? The Black community has the highest consumer debt out of everybody in America. Why? Because we're trying to look like something that we actually not. We're trying to look like we got money. Why? Why you want to look like you got money? because you want people to think you got money. Why you want people to think you got money? So you can be socially accepted, right? But if you believe in God, you don't need all that. You can be socially accepted without all that. But that's for people that believe in God for real. Some people believe in God for play, right? But then when it comes to actually putting their faith on the line and testing it in, what they call in martial arts pressure testing, right? You put your faith out there and pressure test it. But some people have so many failures in their life because they just don't know how to access God's power into their life. So they can talk about God, but they can't actually apply His power to their life. That's what we got to do first, man. And then once we get rallied around God, then we can have it unify into other areas, just like the Jews, man. Right? They first of all, they committed themselves to, hey, we're going to be a solid unit. And then the next thing is they start attacking different facets of life in America: banking, insurance, media, mass media. I mean, they start attacking these things, and because they wouldn't stick together, they got control of it. Now they got a pipeline. I'm gonna bring my son in, then I'll bring your son in, and we'll bring Mary's son in, whatever, right? I'm telling you, black people, man, it's like Elijah Muhammad said, man, white man is not going to continue to feed and clothe you. It's going to get tight, and then he's going to say, well, he's already doing it. You see he's doing it, right? You got the school to prison pipeline, right? Your children, man, they either going to the army, going into jail, but they're gonna do the heavy lifting, right? That's the plan. Shout out to OG Patrice. Glad to have you in the building, sis. Good to see you as always. Who else? Honestly, Clarence, Diamond says, honestly, Clarence, I think you could have beat any of them in a debate. Yeah, well, see, there's a thing, Diamond. They don't, if you look at it, there's nothing to debate what they're talking about. There's a right and a wrong way to do it, and that's it. But they have to debate because why? They have to see who can get the closest without offending the people that's giving them money. That's why I have to have a debate. Vagoda says, a person of color kind of sounds like a gay lesbian with earrings in his face, strange hair, pride and pole. Well, Vagoda, we don't make fun of our brothers and sisters that have been influenced to walk that way. We don't make fun of them, but it is they're part of that clique where they won't say black people, they turn it into a person of color. That way many other people the door is open for many people to get stuff that should be going to us, because we're the ones that had the worst experience here. But because we love everybody, man, we leave the door open for them, right? But that's on us, man. We got to learn how to shut that door, because the Jews definitely don't shut. The Jews will say, this is a Jewish thing. This is a Jewish thing. If you ain't Jewish, this ain't got nothing to do with you, right? The handicappers say, this is a handicapped space. You can't park there if you ain't handicapped. But I'm a person of handicapped color. I'm a person of color. We don't care what you are. If you ain't handicapped, you ain't parking here, right? The rainbow community say, this is a rainbow situation. We need more police on the streets out here where we got a rainbow situation going on, because rainbow people are getting murdered. Yeah, but I'm a person of color. We got people getting murdered out here too. We need more police. sorry. You know what I mean? When it should be like black people, man. Hey, most of us are crazy, man. We doing crazy stuff. So we need more police. Nah. Because one group of crazy people will say, we need to defund the police, right? In my opinion, that is a crazy situation. I can't understand that one, right? But they will take that to say that every black person is, with defunding the police, right? Right? But if one white person say, kill all, Negroes, right? We'll step in and say, oh no, that's not all of them. That's not all white people. But white people don't do that, right? They say, hey, is one black person represents a billion, right? See, I'm just saying, man, how we think differently, how we just think differently, we approach things differently. Let's see. Sister Amy say, doesn't the nation teach classes on fasting and foraging? I don't know about the foraging part, but the fasting, yes, definitely. Learning how to live with a little, yes. My point is, if people feel that they must vote to make a difference, then vote for the local leaders. Yeah, now I agree with you on that, Sister Amy. That's where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. You're going to get the biggest bang for your buck voting locally, right? Because you have the numbers to be able to influence something directly, right? When it comes to these national elections, that's 13% of the population, and 50% of that 13% is actually pulling those levers. Well, you just don't have the numbers to really like move a mountain. You can definitely affect when it comes to a close race or something like that. You can definitely affect that situation, or parlay something into something. But as far as like making a big move, because you just don't have the numbers. Just don't have the numbers on a national scale. Just don't have the numbers to, like Richter scale move something. Mm-mm. But you can make a difference. You can, do something to make a difference. That maybe tip the scale for somebody. Let's see. What's in the business? Diamond says, black people are so terrible. We don't have either one, the money or the unity. Well, see, the thing is, a Diamond, that they have let some of our people get some of this money. And that's for the reason to show you that, hey, if they can do it, you could do it too. If they could do it, you could do it too. And it's true, you could do it, right? What I'm saying is, it's all at the behest of the Caucasian. Once the Caucasian decide, I'm not doing this no more. Slavery's been over. I didn't have nothing to do with it. We're not doing it no more. Like we see them doing down south, right? Hey, I didn't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Why should I help you? Right? Once they get to that point, once they get so arrogant that you can't even morally go to them and say, hey, look, you did this to us. Therefore, you have a responsibility to help us. Once they get past that, they're going to, and that's what I'm talking about. That's why we need to build industries as black people, because our people are going to want jobs. They need jobs. They need stuff. And if we're not going to build that stuff, then who we going to have to go after? We're going to go and have to go ask the people that put us in this situation for help. How far are they going to help you? The Elijah Muhammad said, any man that ain't going to treat you right is definitely not going to teach you right. Right? If I ain't going to treat you right, I'm definitely not going to teach you right. Right? So you don't know what to do. except for chase money. I believe, yeah, you should get some money out there, but that shouldn't be your number one thing, man. Your number one thing should be trying to help yourself and your people get up out of the mess they're in, man. Right now, we are firmly stapled to the Caucasian's bootleg, man. If he shake us off, we done. We ain't got no, we can't get no food, right? We can't set up no business because they own all the banks. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? That's a question for another day. That's a question for another day. Now the days I wasn't going on, I wasn't having no calls. Now everybody calling me. Let's see. Oh man, I miss a lot, huh? We'll said, let's talk. If a person, oh no, I got that already. Let's talk. Okay, I said it as a joke. I'm sorry if anybody's offended. No, I'm just telling you, man. We we don't try to, we may have a difference of opinion with them, but we ain't trying to offend nobody. Let's see. Vaughn says, does our vote really count anyway with the electoral college decides? That's the thing. Does it? Now the electoral college is there so that a foreign country can't put all their money behind a candidate and just get that person elected. The electoral college is supposed to be the buffer between something like that happening, right? But they got a lot of power over who can get elected, right? Oh man. Let's see. Diamond says, black people will have to bleed for everything they get. That's not changing anytime soon. Yeah. But right now we're under the spell of the money, right? The money and the punani, right? We're all chasing one or the other, right? And that's why we're off. That's why we're off. There's no reason for us to fight together because actually the devil got us competing with each other sexually, right? So that means that they can lay down the law. The devil can lay down the law. Okay, this is, you got to make this much money so you can be a high value man, and then you're gonna get women. Okay. A good woman, a broke good woman is better than a woman that needs a lot of high maintenance, in my opinion. In my opinion, every time, because you need a person with good character, man. I got blessed, man. I met so many people, Patrice, Risa, Annie, Rico, Bolo Vaughn, and so many others of you guys out there in the chat, man. So many other of you guys that, I mean, you guys, none of us are perfect, but I really met some real good people, man. And so that taught me I don't have to buddy up with bad people. I mean, I can try to teach them the word if they want it, but if they don't want it, man, I just dust my shoes off and keep on walking. Before I was like, man, I can convince them. I can get them. I can this, I can that. But it's not worth it. None of that is worth it, man. Make yourself happy. Be around people that's like-minded and just make yourself happy. All right. Let's see. Vaughn said the popular vote should count, but it doesn't. It counts up to a point, man. It brings it up to the eye of the electoral college. But that's about it, right? Then they decide what they're going to do, right? And that was the point of the electoral college, was to make sure that a foreign agency couldn't, just sway an election, man. Just create a candidate, send them in here, and then put a whole bunch of money behind them and win. and then start sabotaging the country. That was the whole point of electoral college at the time. Is it necessary now? Who knows? But the point is, we have to study who's running, what they're talking about, and if it's going to affect us. If it's going to affect us, then we need to get involved, I think, right? Well, I said, get rid of electoral college and let the popular vote rule. But the problem is, who's the popular vote? Well, that's the thing. The popular vote depends on who you ask, right? They won't have the transparency to let us see what actually is the popular vote. They only tell you after they made their selection, right? Sister Indian, Bro C, I asked if Black people should vote Republican. It depends on if the Republican, if the Republican's going to do something for you, right? I mean, basically, you just got to vote for who's going to do the most for you. You have to do that. You got to see, that's the homework. See, white people do their homework. They check out this person, where they went to school, where they grew up, what's their position on things that's important to them. But Black people, man, we don't do that, right? All you got to do is get up and play saxophone on Arsenio, man, and we'll be like, yeah, we're going to vote for you, right? All right. Clinton did a lot of stuff like that, right? Kiss a little black baby. Come here, you little black baby. Right? People like, yeah, man, Clinton kissed that baby, man. That's cool, right? Or Joe Biden, right? Hiring Black women around them, right? So it's nothing, so all the Black women got all the jobs. Where the Black men at? We don't need Black men because Joe Biden, voted to keep Black men in prison, not give them another chance, so to speak. Right? Shout out to Bolo TV in the Village, by the way. All right, gang. Anybody wants to come up here? You guys already, those of you that have a link, because we're going to close out this show in about 10 minutes. So any of you guys have a link, they want to come up here and say something real quick and drop something on it. If you don't have, because I'm not going to put the link out there, y'all, because I just wanted to do a kind of a re-emergence broadcast today. Didn't really want to do something where we're going to be on for a long, long time. Diamond said, I hate to say it, but we are dumb. We are easily persuaded. Yes, that's why the Bible and the Quran refers to us as sheep. Sheep, all you got to do is walk in a certain direction, and the sheep gonna just follow. And if the first sheep go off the cliff, the other sheep gonna go walking off the cliff with it. So that's why we've been looked at as sheep. But Vaughn, you do have a link. Go check your email, Vaughn. Okay. Patrice, are you in the building?
I am, my dear brother. Can you hear me?
Oh man, you sound beautiful.
Hey, you sound wonderful. I'm so glad to hear your voice and smiling face, my brother. I love you and I missed you.
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but I met you. I
know.
I can put that picture up now. I met you, girl.
And I'm glad you're doing better, brother. I've been praying for you. I'm
Thank you. It's been helping me. I'm slowly getting back on my feet. Shout out to Scam Likely, by the way. But yeah, man. What do you think, Patrice? What do you think about this situation?
The whole voting situation?
Yeah, like because we got Black people that say, I don't like this candidate, I don't like that candidate, I'm just not gonna vote, period. And that's gonna be my by my not voting, I'm contributing to trying to get this thing, doing something better. And I'm trying to point out that
if not voting is contributing to doing something better, that's not doing much.
Right.
Because if you're just not voting, but then not doing anything to change anything within your community or trying to get things done even locally from a local level, then what are you doing just by deciding not to vote? And you are the main people that shouldn't complain about anything, right? If you're not casting your vote, right? So if we're voting, and this is the thing that I'm seeing now, because I think a lot of Black people are getting hip to the song and dance that the Democratic Party has been giving us for decades, the dangling carrot and the shiny object. And they love to give us holidays and statues and tokens, but nothing tangible. I've been saying that for 4 years, plus years,
Mhm.
at least on YouTube.
Okay.
But working in politics and in the community and things of that nature, I know that Black people specifically are brainwashed. We are conditioned. We
Mhm.
still hold on to a lot of traditions sometimes to our own detriment.
Right.
And I think that if you can't sometimes think outside the box to say, I've been doing this and voting this way for 30 years and 40 years, and it's been tradition from my parents to their parents, and I have not seen anything change. Maybe I should try something different. And that's cool. And that's what either side, right?
Mhm.
But I will absolutely suggest that you do your homework on these candidates. And you're right, brother Clarence. That's another thing that we don't do as a culture.
Mhm.
We don't investigate. We don't research
Right.
these candidates. If we Democrat, we just go and we straight vote Democrat. I know I did it before years ago. I used to straight just y'all
Right.
don't matter if white, black, whatever. I'm just gonna vote straight Democrat, or I'm just gonna vote straight Republican, or whatever, right?
Right.
It's a new day now. It's a new time, and in order for Black people to finally realize that if we're gonna get anything tangible, we're gonna have to demand and fight for it. We're gonna have to absolutely demand that listen. Don't tell us once you have our vote. Don't make the promise to us, right? And then get our vote and do nothing. We've been doing that for decades, right? And they have did nothing but give us chucks and pearls and the song and dance and the whatever, make America great again, or
Yeah.
what was Obama's slogan, change is gonna come, like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm throwing them all out there. I'm throwing them all under the table because all of them qualifies. It doesn't matter the party, right? If
Right.
you decide to switch parties, do your research, on that party and the people within that party that you're supporting locally first. And then even for the president, see which president um 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 things that he says he's going to do and how it's going to affect you and your family and your community on a global level. See if it aligns with your morals, your
Mm.
beliefs, your character, your integrity. All those things count, because you cannot, this is one thing that I learned. You cannot just not vote for someone based off of one or two things that they say or do that you don't like. You can't do that, because it goes deeper than the surface with that, right? Like
Yeah.
the biggest thing with us in our culture and our race of people is color. That's the biggest thing. We have been brainwashed and tended to vote for people just because they look like us, right? We've been doing that for a long time, and it has not been getting us anywhere. So a lot of times, most of the people that look like us are the ones that has caused the most detriment to us in our communities. They're not doing
Mhm.
anything to help us. We are not a protected class. We have seen other races, other genders of people become a protected class, where actually now you're applying for jobs and how, and their situation is on applications, is on, you know what I mean, to protect them,
Mhm.
to say, to you if you don't hire me because I'm this from this community, or I'm this race of people. They are a protected class of people. And we have been to earth, and our ancestors built this country forever, and we're still not a protected class of people. We have to beg, borrow, and steal And then we accept the tokenism, we accept the statues, we accept the holiday. We don't demand anything tangible. And
Yeah.
it's time for that to stop. So you have to think deeper than the surface to say, oh, okay, so it's not just about because I think this person is a racist. Because let's be honest, the two candidates we have that's running for president now, both of them are racist.
Okay.
So it's a choice of, like you said, Lucifer or Satan. Pick your poison, right? So if you're going to look at and weigh your options, if you're going to look at who's been in politics the longest, then we already know the answer to that, right? We
Right.
already know who that is. And we already know, if you've done your homework, the history of that person that's been a politician for over 50 years.
Right.
And then you have this other man, right? That every black people is accusing of being racist too, haven't been in politics long as this other person. So who do you really think has really affected you and your family generationally more when it came to politics? The person that's only been in politics for the last 10 years, or the person that's been in politics for 50 years? We have to think outside the box, and we have to think, okay, what are the pros and cons if I vote for this person? What are the pros or cons if I vote for that person? Okay, check off the racist box. We know if y'all feel Trump is racist, check that box off. If you
Yeah.
feel Biden racist, check that box off. Okay, now you got those two boxes checked off. Now, when it comes to immigration, what are your thoughts on that? Who do you likely side with? Do a pro and a con for both of those candidates.
Patrice, let me read a couple comments real quick.
Sure.
Sister Enya says, Joe Biden literally said, if you ain't black, if you ain't black if you don't vote for him. How does that benefit black people? I agree with you on that one. Obama was the president. What did he do to help black people? Let's go back to that one. Right now, I want to go right to this next comment. Sister Enya says, when it comes to politics, black people want to force everyone to vote when they don't fully understand why people are opting out of it. What do you think about that?
No, I absolutely understand, because especially with our race, we feel hopeless in the fight, that because we have voted for decades and things of that nature, it hasn't benefited us. So I'm just done. I'm over it, whatever, and we give up, right? But we have to also realize that we have contributed to that problem. We have also contributed to that problem by continuously doing the things that we've been doing, the same thing, and expecting different results, when that has not happened traditionally for us, when that has not happened culturally for us, when that has not happened on a grander scale when it comes to us. So if we are not in the rooms, in the meetings, in the faces of these politicians, and you can start locally first. Again, I always talk about going to those political community meetings where your local politician is running and he's going to be speaking at this auditorium or this school or this facility or this event, and you're not in the room, to actually stand there and ask the questions, because they have an open forum for your tax-paying citizens in your community to do just that. Holding them accountable, making them answer the hard questions. If you see things are, just say no, a lot of food deserts in your area, or lack thereof of education, or the lack thereof of funding for after school programs or whatever. Why you not in these politicians' face talking about this, especially if you're a parent?
Well, I mean,
So all of those things, we have to do the pros and cons and check the boxes off, right? Because we know that this is all we got. And it's sad to say, but these two candidates is all we got.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, am I going to just not vote at all and only vote locally? That's your choice. Or am I going to say, I'm going to start showing up and I'm going to look at this person's policies and see, does it align more with me and my family, or my morals, or my integrity and my values as a taxpaying citizen? How is this going to affect me? At the end of the day, You looking at what people are calling two races, right? But which one is the racist that's giving you a loaf of bread as opposed to the racists that are going to watch you starve?
Yeah. I think our people don't get that. They think that hey, well, there ain't no Boy Scouts on the ticket here, so I can't vote because there ain't no Boy Scouts here. And they don't understand that American politics is not, it's not set up for Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. It's set up for who's going to do who got the program that's going to give you the most as a special interest group, right?
Right.
Because everybody who supports a candidate, you're a special interest group, whether you know it or not. You're a special interest group, right? So, Black people are a special interest group, just not classified that way. But you got to figure out, okay, we got one racist here and one racist over here. Now, which, like you said, which one of the races is going to make it easier for me to put food in my refrigerator? That's how it comes down to.
And I want to go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say that, nobody never said in American politics it's going to be, they make it look like it's a morality is in there, but it's not morality. It's money and special interest groups.
Well,
But
right.
anyway.
And the thing, we have to learn how to study, research, and be educated on the science of politics.
Correct.
And we're Black people are just don't understand the science of politics and how does it work for you. If you have never worked a campaign, if you have never been involved in a campaign, if you have never studied political science or researched political science or know how that works, you are going to always go off of feeling. And that's what Black people have always done. Yeah. We go off emotion and feeling. We got to put the emotion and the feeling to the side and vote whatever best interest is best for you and your family, what aligns with you.
Or don't even, sometimes it ain't even feeling.
Or not.
Patrice,
or even
you know
not.
what it is? It's just like you said, you just running with the car. Well, mama voted for Democrat and daddy voted Democrat. I'm going to just vote Democrat, You don't even check out what they're talking about, right?
Exactly. Just go and do it and say, and then we say, well, I did my civic duty, like you feel like there's nothing else to do after you vote. Right. And see, and that's another thing too. Black people cry like that and they go, well, I did my civic duty, but what else are you doing behind that civic duty of voting? It is more to it. Your power lies way beyond the voting. It actually lies in your dollars. And we cannot sit up here and act like we don't have the money. I keep saying Black folk got the money. If we can spend $7 billion in the hair care industry alone, these multi-million dollars in all these different industries, the things that we invest in, things that we know that we invest too much in, and it never affects our community because the hair care industry is predominantly the Koreans and the Caucasians.
Correct.
Right. So, but we spend millions and billions to dress up and make it look like we got $1 million, and we may be lucky if we have 1,000 in our bank account. Literally living paycheck to paycheck. So what are we doing to change those things? We see the cost of living going up. Hell, it's people, you damn near, listen, you got to have right below the poverty, you got to have 2 people working in the home to make ends meet, or have a roommate, people shacking, they rent rooms. It's crazy, even just to rent alone. And these are things that we're not in the room addressing when it comes to the politicians who change these laws, raise these taxes, make the cost of living higher, and different things like that on a government level. We're just not doing that. But we have a whole lot to say. And even just to say, and it's to answer Scam's problem, it's not just about only depending on the politicians. That's just a part of it, and a very small part of it. What else are you doing behind that vote? What else are you doing to make a difference behind that vote? If you really believe in that politician, are you putting any type of funding? Are you going to any meetings? Are you having a conversation? Are you at the table? Are you actually saying, listen, this is what I would love to do if I see this, that, and that happening in my community? You can get my vote, but not until. We tired of the promises to say vote for us first. We need to see action prior to the vote.
All right, Patrice, let me shout out to Intellectual Soapbox. Shout out to you, brother. Hope everything is well. Hope your health is better. And we're looking forward to seeing you real soon. Let's get some comments in here. Sister Enya says, right, OG, I can get with that, but as far as the president of the United States, nope, I can't do it. Every state, according to the law, is under its own jurisdiction. Yikes. Okay. Scam says, if this is all we got and you're dependent on a dusty politician, that may be the problem. Okay.
Yeah, I answered that. I said it's not just about that, and I wouldn't depend on any politician for that matter. You can only do your part of what like again, like I keep saying, locally first. You can only do your part locally. If we are just depending on the politicians, then yeah, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
And like I said, it goes beyond the voting. But if you don't vote for the president, that's fine. I didn't vote for a president last time. I only voted locally. But I like to see the effects of the things that it changed in my community on a local level. Am I going to vote for a president this time? I don't know. I'm weighing my options on it as well, too, because, again, I will say it's more things that I absolutely agree with Trump on that I disagree with on Biden on. So if I got to pick a poison or two of the lesser evils or Satan and Lucifer, which one you think I'm gonna pick?
And
the one that aligns more with my beliefs and my values.
That's the way we should be, and stop looking for these politicians to be, I'm going to follow the Boy Scout. There is no Boy Scout. There is no Boy Scout. Everybody is. American politics just doesn't work that way. Shout out to Von Erich, by the way. Glad to have you in the building, my brother. Good to see you. I just think that we just don't learn. We need to learn. Just like you go to the gun range when you get a weapon, a firearm, and they say, okay, you got to go to the gun range to learn how to shoot it. Matter of fact, I think you got to go before you get your license, right? You got to go to the gun range, spend a certain amount of hours in there. And I'm saying the same. That's the same thing with this voting situation. It's not a knockout punch, but it's something that can help. If we learn how to use it in the right way, we might be able to get some things out of it. Not to say that we're going to, because like I said, we just don't have the numbers in the society to hugely sway one person getting in or another. But together with alliances with other groups and learning how to play this game like that, then we could get some things going and, and then sticking together with the unity. All right, let's see. Who else is somebody else? I thought I saw somebody else coming to the building. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Just for you, Diamond. I'm gonna put the link out here. We probably do another half hour, and then we out of here because I got to talk to the home team, y'all. So let's do this, man. Let's put the link out there. Patrice, you got time to talk to a few people?
Sure.
They're gonna say, crazy girl, what you talking about? We voting Democrat all the way.
And that's their choice. I'm not going to argue. I'm not here to argue what you should do either way. I'm just want to be the level head to say, weigh your options, the pros and cons on both sides of the spectrum.
Absolutely. We all can show.
I spoke on me personally, what my values and things I agree with morally lines up with when it comes to things that I agree with, opposed to things that I disagree with on both sides. So I'm speaking for me personally, but yeah, it's a personal choice. I'm not here to argue with you. If you say, well, I'm a Democrat and I'm gonna stay a Democrat, I'm always gonna be a Democrat, I'm gonna die a Democrat, and then I'm gonna say that's cool. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Just to say the same way somebody will come up here and say it about a Republican. I mean, that's your choice, right? You have free will and choice to do that.
All right. First person up to the stage is Vagoda. Vagoda, you don't even have a vote. What
I can't vote, unfortunately. So, like I said, if you want to vote for me. And, in general, a lot of people all over the world cannot vote. For example, in North Korea, they can't vote. For them, it's above fantasy. So At least vote for them.
And I
That's
would
what I
also
do if
say
I was in the shoes.
what I've
Yes?
been seeing lately too is because it seems to be that the Democratic Party always pretty much forget about the black men, the black man, and their vote and their importance of the things that they need, right? So now I'm seeing more black men actually going the other way because the Democrats that's running, and this is even locally, are forgetting all about the black men because they're catering to black women, white women,
Right.
Asians, the LGBTQIA plus community, and you all are way down on the totem pole. So they're saying, well, since you never want to address whatever issues men have or whatever changes we want to see change happen locally or on a global level, then F you, then I'm going over here. I've been seeing that more black men have been leaving the Democrat Party, going to the Republican Party. And I think it's being led by a group of men that's just doing just that, is saying we're tired of being unnoticed and ignored by the Democratic Party. Not that they're recognized by the Republicans, but they've been Democrat, but they still not getting anything when it comes to tangibles, is what I'm saying. No benefits. All of the they have to struggle for the business loans. They have to compete against the black women who are getting a lot of the benefits of things because we are the ones that go out and vote the most. So of
Agreed.
course the politicians are going to cater to them. But
Agreed.
that's why I'm saying black men have to get up and do more because they are totally being ignored and left in the wind and always the last on the totem pole when it comes to what they would like to see change in their community or in the world.
Agreed.
I have a
All right, let's
question for you.
okay. Let's start with Vagoda, then Mr. Best, then Scam, then Diamond. All right.
Okay,
Go ahead, Vagoda.
first of all, yeah, thank you, Clan. First of all, I am very happy to see you. I thought something happened to you.
Thank you.
In any case,
Scott's sick. I'm fine.
yeah. First of all, I have a few questions for you, my
Okay.
dear. When you said protected population, you said unprotected population. That you said that your community. What did you mean? And what did you mean by that? Unprotected population?
Are you talking to me, Vagoda?
Yes.
No, I'm saying an unprotected class, meaning as a culture and as a race of people. Like we have endured the most when it comes to racism and the things that has happened within our culture and communities more than any other race combined. We know that that's the history of that, but we are the ones out that are the most unprotected. And when you got politicians that coming in that are using black men as the face of everything nefarious, the face of crime, the face of the crime laws, the face of the three strikes, the face of the this, the face of the that constantly moves the narrative for us as people and even black men to say no, enough, because we're not just all this. And it's not just about black on black crime, because crime is about opportunity and proximity. So most people that harms another person that's the same race of them. So when we say this is happening in black on black crime here, it's the same thing with white on white crime. Most white people kill other white people. Most Asian people kill other Asian people. Most Hispanic people kill another Hispanic person. But black people be the face of everything nefarious when it comes to that, is what I'm saying. So black men are the main people that need to say, we don't want to be the face of the criminal justice system anymore when it comes to calling us super predators and calling us all of that came from the Democratic Party. The three strikes.
That's what Biden said.
And the whole thing with the Biden, with the criminal justice system and all of that, and putting men away for nonviolent crime. So these are the concerns that men need to be at the table. Black men need to be at the table about. But I don't see them.
I have another question, my dear. You also said that the majority, that more women in your community are voting unlike the men, you bring this
Absolutely.
from you have numbers, you bring it from there is there is a source of information that you bring it from, or it's from what you see in the ground.
No, that's what I see from the ground, but it's been for decades. Women have been, why you think the women have the most job opportunities, have the most business, get the business loans the faster,
What
be
is
able
the
to have
reason?
the opportunities a lot of times that the Black men get left behind from, right? And because they are the ones that's voting. So they're voting to get the things that they want see done for them done. Right. But again, like I say, you got these politicians that come in that makes Black men the face of everything nefarious, and Black men are not in those rooms, in those meetings saying, no, the fuck we're not. We're going to change this narrative. And this is what we demand. This is the agenda that we have. We are the leaders of our communities and families. I want to see the Black men get these business loans. I want to see the Black men have these programs going for the younger generation that's coming behind me. I want to see more of these Black men in these leadership positions, even in politics and things of that nature. It doesn't matter. It comes from both sides, right? So again, I'm starting to see the shift move from the Democratic Party have been leaving Black men in the dust forever and never
Okay,
giving them.
I also want to ask you another stuff. You also said that Trump is a racist. What exactly says that he is a racist?
Oh, just some of the things he said. Not just. I don't think he's just a
Like
racist
what?
against Black people. I think he's a racist against Hispanics. I think he's a racist against certain community. It's by
What
the
he said
things.
about Hispanics exactly that he's a racist?
Oh, he's accused them of all being Emmers,
He
killers,
got
and
convicted of
rapists,
having.
and all these things. So
He got convicted of having
listen, when I say
discriminatory
racist, I
housing.
don't mean just from my people. I mean from other races of
Yeah,
people
yeah.
too.
He's been discriminated. He's been convicted of having discriminatory practices when trying to rent homes to people
Yep.
that other than whites. So he was
Yep.
convicted of that.
Yep.
Okay,
So
I
that's the
don't
one.
know
That's the one.
exactly about that stuff, but if from what I see, honestly,
What Clarence
first of
says the
all,
fact.
what?
Real quick, what Clarence says is the fact. Donald Trump got convicted of.
I believe Clarence. Relax, buddy. I believe him. I don't know enough about this, about the details and stuff. But from what I see, he's not such a monster after all. It's
Well, I mean, on the surface, a lot of them are not. Just like Biden,
yeah,
on the surface, just like a grandpa, right? But if you
yeah,
look
about Clarence. Clarence, from what I saw that debate in the 4 in the morning, and from what I saw, honestly, I felt like I'm seeing an episode from South Park with the way that they talk to each other. But one thing is for sure, one of them was active. One of them was very much in the pace of all this, and the other one, aka Biden, was he should have been taking a rest or something. He was not in the full on in the picture, if you get what I'm saying.
The guy's not a spring
So
chicken.
so what I'm getting from that debate is one of them is not is not prepared physically and mentally to be president, aka Biden. He's not.
I agree with that.
He need to relax and go with his wife he's not fit to be president. That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree. He shows signs of he shows signs of dementia and cognitive problems and memory problems and things of that nature. So I would agree with that, Vagoda. And I will also agree with, like I said, if you want to talk about picking your poison and two of the lesser evils, you have to look at who's been in politics and been the racist the longest. And that has been Biden. He's the man that said he didn't want your kids going to school with his kids. He's the man that put a lot of these laws into place that locked up more
Which
Black
kids
men.
exactly said that about?
Oh, he actually, when he was the senator in Delaware.
Yes, but which kids and what kids he said exactly?
friends with David Duke. I mean, all you have to do is look at the track record, right? Look at the track record of him. And that's the thing. We don't look at the track record. We're not looking up his history. We're not looking up 40, 50 years ago when he was senator in Delaware. We're not looking at the things that he said about our race of people. And this is the thing that gets me, because back, what I would say in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, it was more Black people that was friends with Trump, rocking with Trump, doing business with Trump, especially a lot of the celebrities and entertainers, right? They was rocking with him hard and big time. They wasn't saying he was racist. But all it takes is for a celebrity or a politician, another component politician candidate, right, to say, oh, he's racist. And, you know, and I'm sorry, but Sister Maxine loved to use that and say that. And then mass media takes it and runs with it and heightens it to 100 power, right? So now we look at, oh, he's racist. But you wasn't saying that about Biden, who's been racist for 50 plus years. So it baffles me that we are only a one-track minded when it comes to certain things, instead of being open to say, if I am going to choose the two of the lesser evils, now I have to do the pros and cons of the lesser evil. And when you look at it either way around the board, I keep telling people, because Biden has been in office longer, Trump is actually the lesser evil.
Yeah, but you know, you forgot one important little thing about all of this. That if correct me if I'm wrong, Clarence, but originally the Democrat Party was the KKK party originally.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
So the original party of the KKK, and the guy that leads it said, if you don't vote for me, you aren't Black, and said other sick stuff in the 90s.
Well, hey, y'all.
If I was in your shoes, I would give him the middle finger, not give him a vote. That's for sure.
All right, I got to pass the ball around. Thank you very much, man. But I got to move the ball around. All right, let's hear from Mr. 84, and then Scam, and then Diamond.
Man, salute to you, bro, Clarence. I'm glad you're up here, man. You know what I mean? Good to see you back, man. You know what I mean? Glad you're doing alive and well. Salute to OG Patrice. Salute to Vagoda. You know what I mean? Diamond, Scam, everybody. You know what I mean? Much love to y'all. But I'm glad you're talking about this, bro, Clarence, because I think with our community, we just been sleeping, man. All we've been talking about is men versus women and all this other garbage that don't even make no sense. So it's finally good that somebody is talking about something that actually matters. And we got to really, really take this to heart. This is very serious. You know what I mean? And we got to really, really start locking in. You know what I mean? Because the time that we think we have, we don't have. You know what I mean? So it's time to lock in. It's time to really get focused, really see what these men are talking about, really understand what they're talking about, understand their policy, their procedures, what laws they're trying to pass, what laws they're trying to get rid of, what agendas they have. It's going to affect us for the next 4 years. So all these other things that people be focusing on is not. It's really irrelevant. It's really irrelevant. You know what I mean? We got you know, things going on Russia and China, and we got all types of things going on. You know, with the medical system and big pharma and all that, and the food industry and them making fake foods, and you know what I mean, lab meat and all that. Like, there's so many things that's going on around us that we are just not paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I'm glad you're doing the topic, because we just got to lock in, man. And we just got to figure out which one of these two, as I said, is the lesser two evils. You know what I mean? Because it's definitely evil on both sides, without a shadow of a doubt. So I'm going to land right there for now.
All right, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. All right, Scam, what you think, man?
What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Me personally, I probably ain't going to vote. I'm not going to watch TV and hear all these lies. I mean, at least if it's the YouTube talking point mafia, I can click a link and start trolling and get something out of it. I can at least get some entertainment, just like the men's and women's and the white things. Man, most of it is dust, but I can at least get some entertainment out of it or something. But to spend 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, 15 hours about all these fake policies that they ain't going to do no way. I'll put it this way.
So,
The people who
Sam, is that the main reason why you're not going to vote? Because I really want to know what's deeper behind the surface of why a lot of Black men either don't vote, won't vote anymore. I really would like to have that conversation.
Well, okay. I'm not voting because I just don't feel like it. There's 2-3 hours I could do something that's actually going to be productive. I'm not listening to Joe Biden. I'm not listening to Trump. I'm not listening to Obama, the presidents from the last 40 years. Everything they said they was going to do, they ain't going to do it no way. And the world is going to be the way the world is going to be for the most part. People say, man, it's going to stop the crime. But really, when Obama was in office, people were getting smoked, popped, and ganked, shamed. Man, the women's and men's. Okay, the women were fat 4 years ago, 8 years ago, and 12 years ago. Politician is not going to, meaning most of the problems, the stuff, is in the mirror, it's in the fridge, it's the gym, it's in a book, it's core values, basic principles, and a person's actual life, what they decide to do and the influence they have around them. Nothing to do with a politician. But because they don't want to do it, let's go find the politician. Man, if the system, the politics, because of the black man, biggity black man, white man, black man. There's a black man over there that got the woman you want. He black. There's a white dude over there that got the black woman you want, the other one. The skinny dude, he's Hispanic. The one that's going to heaven and you ain't, he's Middle Eastern. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. Now you can rally around everybody and say black, 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 and watch everything still be the same. Houses going up, food, all the other stuff, it's going to be what it is. You can either adapt like from self, which 90% is self, and that's what affects the environment and the people around you, because it affects the people who are attracted and aligned with you. Or put your face in a TV screen worrying about, yes, we can. We're going to change these politicians. I'm going to drop a bill. And yeah, right. Think, man, it's going to be what it's going to be. If you
I halfway agree with that. I halfway agree with your perspective.
I'm saying if you're in politics, active, where you can actually affect the change. But don't be that dude running out here slobbering, I got my voted sticker, and you out here doing the same stupid thing you did last week, and you're going to be working at the same place, getting ragdolled, ganked, and shanked by the ugly women that you can't get. That ain't got nothing to do with no politicians. So most people need to fix the candidate that they have in the mirror, or the one in the before running out here spending 5 hours slobbering on microphones talking about what politicians gonna do. Because they ain't gonna do nothing no way.
Okay. All right, that's Scam. Thank you, Scam. Appreciate you, man. What about Diamond? Diamond, you said you had some stuff you had to explain.
Yeah, so I mean, a few things I wanted to explain about. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The first thing I wanted to say is, Malcolm X gave us a lot of the answers on how to go about voting. You don't vote for one party or the other. You vote for what is in your best interest. And the thing about it is, you have to put politicians on a situation where you have to tell them it's time to deliver. If they don't deliver, you immediately cut them off. Now, the mistake that we're making is the mistake that Black people have always made. It's accepting promises. And we have to go back and study psychological warfare. Psychological warfare is this. Now, for instance, I've married my wife after knowing her for a year. But if I would have been with her for 10 years and I keep telling her, I got to do this, I got to do that before we get married, I'm using psychological warfare against her. You see, what we have to understand is if I tell Clarence I'm going to give him $1 million in a week, if I don't come up with that $1 million in a week, Clarence needs to cut me off like I don't exist, because I'm playing games with him. See, the problem with Black people is we play games with each other and we allow other people to play games with us. That's step number one. We have to stop doing that. Because we need. My whole thing is when someone say they're going to do something, we need to say, when are you going to do it exactly? If you're gonna help Black people do this and that, you're going to do that by 2025, March the 1st. March the 1st, we coming after. March the 2nd, we're done with you. So we have not got to the point where we have gotten the absolutist viewpoint, because we need to cut certain people off that are not doing right by us, whether they're in the race or outside of the race. Step number 2 is we need to stop this colorism stuff, this people of color stuff. Now we can do some stuff where we work with people of color, but we need to have things that are only specifically for Black people. Just like what Clarence had said earlier, we keep caring about everybody else, but no one else cares about us. And a lot of us don't want to admit that or no. But what this is really about is there's grant money tied up into the people of color thing, into the multiculturalism. So you got Negroes who are pretending to want to help Black people, but they get grant money when they talk to people of color, because you don't get grant money for saying Black this and Black that. When you say Black, all Black, everything, you don't get grant money for that. So we have to understand the reason why these Negroes are saying this, because they're getting grant money. Something else I also believe is that certain people in the Black community are being paid off, certain influencers or people like preachers, stuff like that, are being paid off by the government. Because one thing people didn't know.
That's the truth.
Yeah. Right. So something else people that I did not know, but I found out about it. I say perhaps too funny. George Bush went to a lot of Black churches and gave them money for their support. So the government's been paying off especially Black churches, to get endorsements to keep believing in this voting nonsense. But we got to go back to the beginning. Okay? The biggest thing before I go any further, we got to go back to the beginning. And what I mean by the beginning is we have to go back to slavery. Because part of our problems do tie into slavery. I mean, the reason why we're willing to wait so long for stuff that's not being delivered is because the afterlife is coming. And we have that mentality. You just have to keep waiting and keep waiting and keep waiting for things to get better instead of taking the bull by the horns and fighting to get things better. But we have to understand the reason why we're like this is because we learned this mentality in slavery. Things are going to be better in the afterlife. Things are going to be better later on, but right now you got to suffer. So Black people believe that we're meant to suffer. And if we don't deal with it from that perspective, we're never going to truly understand why we do the dumb stuff that we do. But we have to go back to the beginning. And when you go back to the beginning, you understand that the way we say, the way people can just lead us along. They say, oh, if you do this and do that, you can get free. If you work this hard, you can get free. It's the same sort of thing they did to us throughout slavery. They kept making excuses. And we became scared to ask them to nail down a date. And I got into an argument with a woman. This lady is supposed to be conscious. This is when Trump was running for his second term. And I said, I'm not going to vote for Trump because I don't want crumb. She got very angry and said, a crumb is better than nothing at all. Right. Oh, yeah, that was when Obama was going for a second term. I said, well, I'm tired of crumbs. I don't care about no damn Obama. And she was like, a crumb is better than no crumbs at all. I'm like, what are you talking about? And see, my whole thing is we deserve the whole pie, but at least give me a damn slice. If I can't get the whole pie, I got to at least get a damn slice before I pay attention to anything. So we have to stop that mentality. And what was interesting is when Obama got into office, I was part of a group called Sankofa, right? And when we met and we talked about Obama, because we used to do these things where we would speak to people at the college and just talk to them and have group discussions. When we had that discussion with them about the college, they kept saying, well, Obama, we can't really expect Obama to do for Black people because he got to worry about everybody else. So we're putting everybody else first and everybody else putting us last. Okay, and I wanted to speak to something else that's important because Clarence was talking about Black unity. Do y'all hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Diamond, if you mentioned about slavery, if you want to go back to slavery or in general about slavery, you always go to Sudan and be enslaved there in broad daylight.
No, sir, no. That's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about you have to go back to slavery. You have to go back to slavery to understand how Black people have been conditioned. You have to always go back to the beginning.
Conditioning, the indoctrination. It goes back decades.
To slavery. So I would say back to slavery it goes back, but it does go back decades. So that's step number one. Now step number two I wanted to speak on is Black unity itself. Now one of the problems that Black people have with Black unity is we keep saying it, but we don't understand what it takes to get there. Now, in order to have Black unity, there are prerequisites to Black unity. We're making a big mistake by saying Black unity is the first step. Black unity is not the first step. We have to start with stuff like self-development and improve, because if we're not good people, then whatever unity we come together with is not going to last. If we cannot settle our differences and disagreements, our unity will be falsetto. It will be what I would call lightweight, not concrete. It'd be quasi. So,
well, brother, what we got to do is, I mean, I agree with a lot of everything you're saying, but I just don't have a lot of time.
Okay, I'll finish up. No problem, William. I'll finish. I'll just say this, so I can close that next. I know you don't have a lot of time. I respect that. When it comes to Black unity, I think what we need to I'm in the process of writing a book to try to help Black people. And when I came up with the prerequisites for Black unity, step number one was recognizing Black pride and race pride. Understanding the concept of race first. That's what Marcus Garvey teaches, and he was correct in his assessment. And this is back in the 20s, he taught that. Then your next step would be creating a community code. So if you're Muslim, Christian, or atheist, or voodoo, Yoruba, no matter what you believe in, because atheism is going to be on the rise. People are not going to be following Abraham all like that. Some people will, some people won't. So if a guy's an atheist, if he believes in voodoo or a new religion or no religion at all, we have to be able to work together. And so we have to have some kind of community code. So we have to have a community code that everybody can at least reference. You know what I mean? Now, right. Something else I would say is step 3 is what I would call self-development. Like everybody's going to have to work on improving themselves and becoming a better person, because the better you are to be around, the better unity that we can have. And then to end it, you have to have what I would call conflict resolution. We're going to have to come up with a clear way to resolve our conflicts. So that's what you have to have before you have Black unity.
All right,
I'll land there. My bad. I'll land there. If I took too long, my bad. I'll land there.
Right, that's all right. All right, y'all. We got to wrap up because we got some stuff we got to do behind the scenes. So let's get some final words from everybody, man. I thank you all for coming up here, man. Appreciate y'all. But let's get some final words on this. Should we vote for the president? Is that so far out of our league that should we vote for a president, or should we just let the white folks do it? You know, they good at stuff like that. They're good at making decisions. Let them decide. Let's go around the room again. Patrice.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear my question?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. What did you say, sir?
We're getting some last comments, and we're saying, should Black people vote for the president? I mean, is this something that we should just, that's white folks' business. Let's let them handle that. You know what I mean? Let's just buy our $6 milks and our $8 loaves of bread, and should we just let it go?
I think it definitely is a personal decision. I think it depends on whether you're male, female, whether you are single, whether you have a family. You should do it and make the decision within the dynamic of your situation, because it is a personal thing, but it's also a community thing. So a lot of times, like I said, the main people you see complaining are some of the ones that ain't voting, because they say, well, that's why I don't vote, because don't nothing get done, and the politicians, they all like, we all know that, right? We all know that.
Right.
But again, on what level are you trying to change something, right? So we have to think about it we can't just think about the only thing that affects me personally. We have to think about it as a whole when you live in a society where, it's a lot of individualism going on, right? I think that that's been a lot of our problem. I've seen more unity, more things get done, like back in like the 70s, that movement from up until like 80 or something, like that whole 60-70 movement, we actually did get things done. A lot of people don't think that certain things didn't affect us or that we didn't get things done. We have a lot of the things and freedoms that we have is because people took back in the 60s and 70s, took the brunt of it. Do you think that if they didn't take the brunt, we will be where we are? We see everything advancing today, you know, so we're talking even more advancement coming when it comes to knowledge and technology and things of that nature. So that's always been because we have come behind somebody else that had paved the way for us to have a lot of the liberties that we have. And I think that a lot of us as a society has forgotten that because it's all about me, 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 me. I think Black people have fallen into the individualism. Now, when it comes to other races of people, they figured it out as far as how it benefits them in their race. Well, we know white people has always been in power. They hold the power to everything. They can click the light and it goes off on a lot of people, not just us, either other people. But
Right.
when you talking about the Jews or Asians or any of these other people, they figured out how they can make things work and benefit for them. They get laws passed. They becoming protective citizens and things of that nature. But we have not figured out the best way to do that because, again, we like the charismatic conversation. We would rather hear you talk chucks and pearls or dancing and bring hot sauce in your purse than to say, if I'm gonna spend $1,000 on this plate, I want to see some results. If I'm gonna spend $500 a plate to come to your event to support you, then I got to know that this has got to change in my community. Or I got to know that this has got to change as a whole. And we don't think on that level like that, but they do, and that's why they getting shit done, and we're not.
Because they understand
That
the
is
game.
a lot of the problem too. But it's a personal, it's a personal decision for everybody. I'm gonna leave it there. I'll let him play.
All right, thank you, Patrice. All right, Vagoda, last words, man. What do you think?
Thank you for saying the last words. What next?
Yeah.
You're going to point a gun at me? Just joking.
Vagoda,
Okay.
come on, man. Come on.
Okay, relax. First of all, I will about what Patricia said. Jews are not protected, unfortunately, especially not now. Okay, look at what's going on in the universities. So
I'm talking about besides that. But other than that, yes, they are. They have a whole
No, they're
organization called the ADL that protects
look what's
them.
going
And
on in the university,
come on,
for
we're
God's
not gonna
sake.
get into that conversation today, Vagoda, but come on now.
Okay,
I'm
but
just
still,
saying.
come on, you can today you can say it's they're protected. Come on. But any case, let's see.
Well, I don't think but okay. This is what I think she's trying to say. She anything can happen to anybody out here, right? We're dealing with human beings. Anybody can do anything, but as far as the interest of the local law enforcement to get involved to try to protect them, it's at a higher rate than most Black people. That's, I think, what she's trying.
Clarence, in the universities, you see people stopping Jews from going to their classes. If somebody will do this to your community, we all know that this stuff will not fly. Okay? But in any case, like I said, this is a conversation for another day.
But okay, let me make it on a wait. Let me just say it like this, because the Jews have much more influence in the economic situation in America. They have much more access to higher levels of law enforcement to protect them. Yes, it's a topical thing. No, I'm just telling you how it is in America. Maybe I don't know how it is.
Yeah, if the Jews in the USA had what you claim right now, then those kids with the mask that they are literally vandalizing shops and you know what? I'm not going to get to this, but
hey, listen. Let me tell you something. Black people are getting murdered at an enormous rate here. If what you're saying was true, it would be FBI all over all these black murders down here, but they're not. They're all over with the school police, the FBI. They're all
on the outside looking in.
So I'm just telling you the full situation, because you're only getting one perspective, from the news. But I'm telling you the deeper
I get
situation
perspective
here.
from people that studies in the universities from Israelis that studies in universities in the USA, and they tell me that they cannot go out without somebody spitting on them or cursing them or even
No, that's
trying
not
to
true.
attack them.
That's true. That's a very
No, the
small.
Israelis that they are
No,
telling this
listen
are
to me.
lying. That's come
Listen to
on.
me. That's a very small minority of people that are actually doing stuff like that to the Jewish people. But in the black community, people are getting. We're 13% of the population and almost 60% of the murders that happen in the country, right? If we were such a protected class, how can we be such a small number and be most of the murders? Obviously, the interest in protecting certain protected classes, which I think Patrice was explaining before, where you're not supposed to do certain things to certain classes of people. The rainbow community, you're not supposed to discriminate behind race, right? Or behind religious beliefs. Okay, so the Jewish people, because they have so much more of a stranglehold on the economic situation, have much more ways to not only protect themselves, but to prosecute a lot of these things that's happening. A lot of these murders in the black community go unsolved, and they got the DNA, but they just don't want to spend the money.
Okay, Clarence, I don't.
Do it.
Okay, Clarence, but but still, from what I see, Jews are not protected at all. But in any case, that's a subject for a different day.
But no. Listen, I think me and you are having a dispute on the word protected, where I think you're saying protected where nothing is going to happen to them. That's not realistic. I don't care. Even in Israel, there's going to be Jews on Jews situation, right? So that's not, when we saying protected, meaning that the law is going to prosecute people that do things that are aggressive to the Jew or aggressive to black people. But
so if somebody will not, so let me ask you something, because if somebody will not let a Jewish professor get into his university because he's Jewish, then the law is going to put down the person that did this and going to smack at the university.
Absolutely.
No, we saw it again in the few months that we had. We saw it again a number of times, and nothing happened.
Listen to me. If that Jewish person wants to press that issue, it's much more likely that the government will press it, as opposed to a mother in the black community who her child got gunned down, and they want to find the killer, and they just say, well, we don't have no leads, and that's it, and it just blows over. That's much more likely. I'm telling you, the Jewish people have a control over the media, the mass media. They have control over the
media that ignore Jewish pain. Same media.
It doesn't ignore Jewish pain. It doesn't. It puts it out there. It doesn't. It ignores black pain.
Yes,
Wait. Black people are getting murdered at an enormous rate, but that you don't hear about that every day, right? And you don't hear about the solution that the government is trying to put in place to slow that down. With the Jewish community, there is a solution, right? Because as Patrice mentioned to you, not only do you have the ADL, you have the JDL, right? You all right? So therefore, you got at least two power groups right there that can put the Jewish. They got big money that they can put the Jewish issues out there in the community because they own most of the mass media.
You don't have organizations and stuff.
We have organizations, but we don't have control over the economics. So it can't. The leverage is not there to be able to say, well, we want this to be out there every day. You know how many black children are just missing? They're just gone, right?
We have them like the Urban League, the NAACP, but guess who own and run them and fund them? It's not us.
Jews. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. We don't have the leverage to be able to do a lot of that stuff. And so I'm just explaining to you, I'm not saying that Jewish people are protected and everything's wonderful. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that our government is more interested in protecting the Jewish population than it is us. And so that's the.
Yeah, I think from what I see, the government that you have right now is trying to suck up to all
on Israel. Hold on real quick. Hey man, you know what? I'm gonna say something real quick. the United States government is bankrolling and backing Israel for anything, any problem Israel got in the Middle East, America got they back. They would not have the black people's back like that. So let's just get that straight, okay? I'm getting a little bit annoyed, but I'm just trying to be honest with you. Hold on, dude.
That's why I said we get into
dude,
another conversation for another time, gentlemen.
Yeah, definitely.
No,
So,
that the same government is telling us it's trying to turn us into a Czechoslovakia in the day after this war.
Hold on, Vagoda. Diamond.
If we are getting to this.
Diamond. Just I'm gonna give you your turn, man. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so
I want to just make my point about the elections, okay, and then we opened a big topic that we need another day, okay.
Okay.
Look, what about the elections? I cannot vote. I can speak in your behalf, but if I was in your shoes, I will vote Trump. First of all, he wants a safe border, okay, so people will not come in and harm you and not take your jobs and not abduct your women and stuff. How you call it in forgot the word specifically English about
kidnapping.
No, not just that. How you call it? When you say, like in the movie Taken, like you have a smuggling ring of
trafficking.
Yeah, human trafficking. Yeah. Thank you. Human trafficking. If you don't, if you have broken borders, then you're going to have human trafficking from the USA into Mexico. And think about the women that you have. You want to put them in that danger? Okay, and in general, it doesn't look like he can do stuff. The Biden guy is not he cannot function like a president, if you ask me. So do your calculations and do the right thing. But in any case, about the other topic, Clarence, we will talk about it if you want. Also, you, Damon, if you want, we can talk about it in closed doors.
Okay. We can have
it. In any case, I'm going to sleep. It's almost
okay.
It's 1.
All right, this is our brother Vagoda, man. Our brother from Israel, man. Shout out to Vagoda for checking in. All right, who's after him? We got to get Vaughn in the conversation. Well, Vaughn, let me go around here and get everybody else's stuff going on, and then I'll get to you, Vaughn. Let's have Intellectual Soapbox, Scam, Diamond, and then Vaughn. Intellectual Soapbox.
Yeah, man. I just think that you gotta vote for who's the lesser two evils, and you gotta and then if you don't vote, you know what I mean, that's your choice as well.
Right.
So just do what's gonna be for your best interest and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just what it's gonna be. So, but we have to try to do what we have to do to help make change within our household and our community. You know what I mean? To the best of our abilities. And if that means that you need to vote, then do it. If that means you don't need to vote, then do what you got to do. But you know what I'm saying? I can't tell you, which one is better than the other. Because for me, it's really one demon or another demon. So It is what it is at this point. But yeah, that's my take.
All right, brother. When's the next time we can catch you on the Intellectual Soapbox?
Possibly Wednesday. I'm trying to get everything worked out, but it's a holiday week, so I'm trying to get everything worked out. You know what I mean? Intellectual Devotion will probably be this Wednesday. But yeah.
Okay. Right on. All right, y'all. That's the Intellectual Soapbox. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. All right. I'm gonna pull you down, man, because that's the last we just doing the last roundup. Okay. I'm not telling everybody you gotta vote. I'm just telling you what the truth is if you don't. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you what's actually happening behind the scenes if you don't. All right. So Scam.
What's going on?
What's going on, man? Should black people vote for the president, man? Should they just? That's white folks' business, man. Why you gonna get into that?
I don't know. Me personally, I don't get so blackatized. Excuse me, you got to change 4 or 5. Black, white. At the end of the day, vote or don't. White people need to vote. Black, Asian, if they want to vote, they can. You have the right. The booth is open. You vote. And what's going to happen is what's going to happen. If there's all these problems in life, look at those problems in life. Look in the mirror. That might be where you can find a solution to those problems.
Okay.
But don't get so caught on any of these narratives. Oh, they killing all the black men. They killing the Jews. They beating up the Mexican on the borders. And most of this stuff you ain't even never going to see. Has anybody been shot in the head that's black on this panel? I've only been shot in the head 15 times.
No.
Just a few. Has anybody been stopped at the border because, excuse me, you Mexican, come here?
No.
Has anybody, when you ask for change for $5, black, white, meaning don't make big deals on little stuff and little deals on big stuff. Like what you see in the mirror and what's going on with your life that's eating your brain alive, spiritually, physically, and mentally. Those are the big problems. Focus on those. Don't think 8 hours drained in all the bills, the Mitch McConnells, the Joe Biden. They ain't gonna do nothing for you. Probably not. Fix yourself or dust. That's all I got.
All right, man. Thank you. When the next time we can see you, Scam?
Good question. I need to start doing some more content. Dust-free panels.
You had a good one with Sister Annie on there the other day. It was a good one.
Oh, shout out to Sister Annie. We was talking about women's confidence. Because there's a lot of beating each other up on these panels about just stuff. And I like coming over here. It's pretty cool. When y'all see me, I'm always in the mix, throwing grenades and blowing up dust. But on my show, we just have regular conversations. It's usually productive and about something positive that can be about something better. I'll be back eventually.
All right, brother. All right.
And
That's Scam Like
Brian, and good conversation. I might give y'all hell, but y'all some good people.
We welcome it, man. We welcome it. Shout out to Scam Likely, man. You can see him at his channel, Scam Likely. What's the name of your channel again, Scam?
Scam Likely Show.
Scam Likely Show. Go on over there and check the brother out, man. Get the brother a shot. All right, Scam, I'll put you down, man. Thank you. Yeah, man, we don't mind the people coming over here to having a difference of opinion, man. That's what it's for, man. But the nice thing is we all can be intelligent about it. And not, oh, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you, Diamond. I'm gonna see you. Right? We don't have to do all that. We just say, okay, we disagree with you, brother. We disagree with you. We'll go to okay. Well, we'll see you next time. Okay, all right, all right. Let's get Diamond Axe, man. He had a lot to say, so let's get Diamond Axe up here, man. Let's get your final words, brother.
If you don't agree with me, Clarence, I'm gonna see you for real, man.
Oh man.
Let me give you another perspective on politics as well. I think that we're not talking about enough that we need to talk about. For closing remarks, I think we need to think about buying politicians. We need to stop looking at politicians as helpers. We need to stop looking at them as people that are over us and start looking at them as employees. And you pay your employees. And what I mean by that is, if Patrice is running for office, we say, look, this is what I need done in the hood. How much is it going to cost me to get that done? How much do I need to donate to your campaign to get that done? I think that's how we need to start looking at it. So I think we need to scrap the idea of voting in general. We need to scrap it completely and forget about it. And we need to begin to think about how to manipulate and control politicians and treat them like the whores that they are. Because they're whores for money. And if you have a whore in front of you, you give her enough money, she'll do what you want her to do. And if not, you go get another hoe. You go get another hoe. So the politicians are the same way. That's how you treat them. And I'm being serious, because if you watch The Godfather, right?
Yeah.
The part where the one guy, Sollozzo, was trying to get Corleone to back him for selling drugs, he said, I want you to share those politicians like those nickels and dimes you got in your pocket. Now, the issue is they understood what politicians are for and how to use them. And you use them like a whore to get what you want out of them. So when you come to someone like Joe Biden, and now if we were united, the black community comes to them and says, listen, if we give you $5 billion, what are you going to do for us? And that's how we need to start thinking instead of thinking this whole voting thing, because the voting thing is nothing but BS. It's complete bullshit. What matters is if you bankroll your politicians. Because here's the thing, Clarence. I'm going to tell you this. If me, you, Vaughn, and Patrice all gave the mayor of a city $1 million each, he's going to, when it's time to get stuff done, he's going to be like, hey, Clarence, what do you want me to do? Hey, Diamond, what you want me to do? The voters, he's going to say whatever it takes to get their vote. But when it comes by the end of the day, he's going to call us on the phone and be like, hey, what do you need us to do for you? What do you want me to do? And you know why he's going to do that? Because he wants his funding for next campaign so he can keep running. That's how the game is really played. Okay. I'm going to land right there.
All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. I'm going to pull you down, man. Thank you, Diamond, for coming up. Appreciate you. All right. Now we got Vaughn Bryant. This young man, we got to see. He got to do a special trick. He got to do his opening and his closing all in the same swoop.
Yeah.
What's going on, Vaughn?
Greetings. Peace and blessings to everybody. I don't have too much to say. I'm really not a great political conversationalist. But what I will say is when the wicked are in leadership, the people mourn. And so this is what we have been suffering from for decades and centuries, because we continue to put wicked people in leadership. You know what I'm saying? This is a country that has definitely turned its back on God.
Definitely.
And if I could just say that in most sincereness, we've turned our backs, we've turned away from God. The very God that has blessed this country, the very God that has allowed this country to be prosperous. We've turned our backs on that God. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And there's only one remedy, and there's that scripture that says, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven. And I will forgive their sin, and I will heal their land. And America is in desperate need of healing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if Biden is up to it, or Trump, or whoever. But we need godly people in leadership. And I'll just drop it right there.
All right, brother. Don't go away, Vaughn. Don't go away.
No, I agree down. Because the Bible talks about how you should pray for your leaders and those that are in authority over you. And these are our rulers of this United States of America as well. So I agree with Vaughn.
All right. Any other words before I put you down?
No, that's it. I'm done. I digress.
All right, crazy girl. I'm gonna put you down just for a minute. All right, that was Patrice, that was Vaughn. What do you think? Should we as Black people, should we vote? Should we get into the election, into these national elections? Is it gonna make a difference? We know it's gonna make a difference on a local level, right? Right. If Black people are the majority in Detroit, Michigan, of course, now your vote is going to be much more influential as opposed to being 13% of the country, right? 13% of the votes coming in, right? And I'd say it's even less than that because it's mostly Black women that vote. Most Black men do not vote, right? But that's another story for another day. Y'all think about it. Let us know what y'all think and how y'all feel about it. Okay, y'all. I didn't do nothing wrong, but I didn't do anything. Excuse me. I didn't do nothing. I was on the porch.
Clarence.
Hey, sis, how you doing?
I'm so glad you're back.
Me too, man. Me too. I was down and out for a minute. I was bobbing and weaving, but I made it through. I'm still got a little bit. Y'all can hear it in my throat, but I'm still working it out. But yeah, I'm gonna do like Sister Enya said. I'm gonna hit that soup and you know, hit some honey, and we're gonna be good in the hood. What you think, sis? What should we do? What's going on?
Well, I mean, the main reason why I just wanted to come up was just to say welcome back, and that I missed you, and YouTube has missed you. So I'm glad that you're back there. I think I'm kind of like Vaughn in that I'm probably not the best person to kind of speak on politics. I know one thing that I could say. So like this month, I had the honor of being able to review a lot of grants for the city. And one thing that I can say is like when I was reviewing them, so I had to, well, you know how I am with kids. So
right,
the organizations that targeted more with kids, of course, that was my bias, or the organizations that if I had to, just from my own, ability to fund, those would be the first ones. But I had to think about the community as a whole. So I had to look at kind of like how each of the organizations, how prepared they were, how they're benefiting the community. And I think that ties in with just politics or just on any level. It's how is this person, this organization, how is this benefiting the places where I feel like I need to see some benefit too? One vote is not going to change everything. So like a vote for the president is not going to change anything. Marrying somebody, the wedding day is not going to change anything.
Right.
It takes work. You know what I'm saying? And for me, the way that I start my close proximity of where I can be an asset or how I could benefit and where I want to see immediate change is things like what I do, like with the grants and stuff. It's seeing stuff in my community or seeing stuff where children are being benefited and advocated for and protected. So that's mine. So I think for everyone, what is important to you? What things do you feel really strongly about? So like, let's say like with the presidential, if a person sees that Trump is doing things that are benefiting their interests more, then I would say to vote for him. There's some people that a person could be doing a whole lot of good stuff, and there's something that they see and they're like, oh no, that goes totally against my morals. Like, yeah, if I found he was doing something with kids, that's it. I don't care what else he's doing that's great. The other people that see are great. That is, I feel so strongly about that my position is going to be that thing. I'm kind of tunnel vision. I'm not saying that's the best thing. I'm saying that's the thing that has worked for me and that I can sleep well at night. So I would just say, if you're going to vote and think that one vote is just what you need to do and then everything is going to be fixed and there's nothing else you need to do, I think that would be unfair to whatever it is that you feel strongly about and what the mission is. For me, when I look at a lot of times, sometimes people don't even know how to vote on themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like have confidence in themselves first. So it's going to be challenging to, feel like you can advocate for someone else and you're not even advocating, for yourself. So I would just say, don't think that, when you vote, that's going to solve everything, but do know that voting can solve something, and I just say, like, you just go with your heart. I don't want anybody to feel that they have to be pressured to vote. I've heard conversation on the stream too about, what people fought and how people fought to get us where we are able to. And that's amazing. And just like, and I think Scam said it, they fought for your right to vote and not to vote. So you get to choose if you want to or not. And I don't want to make anybody feel bad if they don't want to vote, and make somebody feel like they're on this high pedestal because they do vote. I'm gonna tell you, whether I vote or don't vote, I'm gonna complain or not be happy with something. So even if you vote, you complain. If you don't vote, you complain too. So we're not gonna have everything solved in any one action. I just say that people just need to be honest with themselves on what they're willing to do to see the changes that they would like to see. So that's what I would say.
Once again, hit it out the park. Well, excuse me. All right, sis.
All righty,
Beautiful
but
words.
thank you. I'm just thanks for letting me come up. I just like I said, I just wanted to come up to just say I'm just, we've missed you. YouTube has missed you. And
I miss y'all too.
as you feel comfortable, there's no rush, but as you feel comfortable and you're ready, come back and do the shows. And I will probably fuss a little bit more. I'll be more on Rico's side. The streams may be short. But take your time and just keep being who you are.
All right. All of y'all the same thing. Same to you.
All right.
I'm putting you down. Don't go away. All right. That was Sister Annie. Holy smoke, man. Y'all got a treat today. You got Sister Annie. You got Patrice and Sister Annie on the same show. What y'all think about that? Where else you gonna go and you gonna find two intelligent sisters? And if Risa was here, you would have got Risa too. And you find all these three intelligent sisters, they ain't bickering. They may not agree with each other, but they ain't fighting with each other and calling each other names. And we the men ain't calling them names. And we just having a civil conversation, man. And whether we agree or not is irrelevant. Because we're going to come back, we're going to go back backstream. I think I've had each one of these people mad at me at least twice, right? But, we still love each other, man. We're not going to trip on each other, man. You know what I mean? We understand we're different people, have different experiences in life that may have us thinking differently, but we still respect each other enough to understand that, okay, hey, you think that way. I'm just telling you what I think. It's like what we're talking about with the voting. I'm not trying to pressure anyone into voting. I just want you to look at it carefully and know exactly what's happening. Like I say, when I say you don't vote, you're actually voting for the popular. That's a fact. So I don't want you to think like, oh, well, he's trying to pressure me to vote. I'm not. I'm just telling you, you should know every move you make, what's the result and what's going on, whether you vote or not vote. That's your decision what you're going to do. But you should know exactly what's happening. So you can understand, hey, this is what, okay, but that might be what's happening, Clarence. But my feelings are so strong about the situation here. I'm willing to do that. Okay. I'm just letting you know. I should say vote for Pedro. Vote for Pedro on the time machine. All right, y'all, that's it today. Me and the crew, we got to go backstage. We got to have a little conversation back there, man. But thank you guys for showing up so much. We appreciate y'all. And like we said, man, we're going to get back on track, man. Bro, see, I was very much underway. I have one of these, like every 4 or 5 years, I have something that really just knocked me off my feet, man. And this was this one, man. So expect another one in about 4 or 5 years, right? All right. So anyway, y'all, y'all know, man, Rico's, Rico, man. Me and Rico fight so much, man. All right, so anyway, y'all, we will see y'all next time. Probably we'll have another show next weekend. And so it'll probably be a little later in the day. But we'll have a show next weekend and we'll talk about something. We'll find something to talk about. But anyway, man, thank y'all for showing up. We will see y'all next week. And peace and blessings, man. All right, let me shut this down.